Okay guys, I like to do these goofy little videos for multiple reasons. It gives us the ability to kind of look back at it and to really see what the job is. Articulating that scope of work is very important to me. It leaves very little confusion and questions at the end. So obviously pressure wash is key to the property. It has to be cleaned. I like to pressure wash. I don't use a heavy duty pressure washer that chews up any wood. You don't need a whole lot. You just need enough to make sure we have a clean surface to work on, which is very important. And then like a lot of the chinking appears to have been done, but I am kind of adamant about caulking and everything. I use really good caulking. But I mean, stuff like this guy up here, the cracks on that beam, I like to fill those in. I like those so that they do not take on water, and that gives us a lot longer of a, the longevity that really helps. And even on the fascia, there's a little 1x3 board right there, and that little 1x3 I caulk in as well. And that's not even mentioning that I often will use a peel stop primer as well on that. Any creases, any holes, any cracks, they need to be caulked in. It's very important. Very important, just so that we kind of keep the water at bay. These guys here looks pretty good. I see a couple seams on like that guy right there, and just some of those little seams. I like to kind of get in and deal with those as well. We already discussed the front door will be replaced. I'll have to ask if you guys are interested in doing these doors and making them match, because many times, painting the garage door, I'm going to be crunching around in the snow back here. So not a big deal on this edge. And then I like I said, I like to get these guys and make sure they are addressed as well. Let me see if I can make this corner. Okay. Dormer, not an issue. You got a board out up there. We can deal with that though. That's not that big of a deal. Okay. Yep, high side. Not a big deal. We have all the materials we could possibly imagine to do it. Standard plywood bottom. Yeah, nothing is out of the ordinary here. So I'm gonna walk this other edge. I often make sure, like I said, areas like this guy, make sure our edges. I do take this board all the way down. It's pretty important. I want to make sure that I take it all the way to the ground. All right. Pretty much basic prep. We're not really dealing with too much craziness. I'm very careful when I'm on the roof and dealing with the dormers, obviously. I have ladders that actually hook to the roof, and they have rubber bottoms so that they're not scraping. She explained that we do have Trex decking, so that will be covered properly. We don't want anything getting on the Trex. High edge right there, you can tell the sun got a hold of that. Not a big deal. You can get up there and everything's primed. We prime everything. Any areas that need paint, we go ahead and we prime it before we paint it. We do cover everything. I do not want, it's important that I do not get paint on this metal and stuff like that. So pressure treat under here does not appear to need anything, but obviously the supports of this guy would be painted in the new color. Obviously the wall painted in. Doors would be addressed. I guess really one of the only other questions I'd have is if we're going to do the little greenhouse back there. But pretty cut and dry stuff. Nothing too hard. Pretty normal. It will need some prep. Everything does. Prep is very important. The garage really is not that big. When we were talking about it, I was kind of expecting to see it a lot larger, so it's not that big of a deal. I just kind of pop up this guy. Beautiful property now. So yeah, so you'll see stuff like that. I mean, that's just kind of what happens. Sun gets a hold of it. I can clean all that up, make it look very nice. None of this is hard stuff to do. This guy here will have to be sanded, the top of this rail. So that will be sanded and then primed, caulked and primed, peeled, and then painted. So none of it's very hard. Everything entails painting heavily with a sprayer, back brushing by hand, and then another light coat with a sprayer to cover up the brush marks. Any cracks in the wood like this, obviously dealt with. But yeah, very important. 2 coats, 2 heavy coats. I try to use the very good stuff, Sherwin-Williams, that we know is going to last. 2-year warranty, but if you have any issues, you know, obviously we're good for whatever. Just give us a call. But yeah, I'd love to get a hold of this one. I can make this place look amazing. And it's time, but it's really not in that bad of a shape. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I'll go ahead and kind of put a bid together and get this over with this video, and you guys can kind of watch and get an idea of kind of what I'm looking at. But garage is big, but it's really not that big. I mean, even if this was a 2-man or 3-man crew, I can't see this being more than 7 to 10 working days, unless we have weather, of course. So, but I'll write all that down. Oh, all lights, all stuff on the building, ornaments so far, everything comes off. Then we paint, and then that goes on at the end. We definitely do not want those, any paint near anything. And I want the lights taken off, so that way when we put them back on, if you ever decide to change it, them, you're not, you know, finding an odd square or something underneath it. So, but that's where that's at. Pretty easy stuff, and yeah, hopefully we get to work together. Thank you. Have a good day.